I'm going to call this meeting of the Woburn License Commission to order at 5:34. My name is Tommy Skeffington. I'm the chairman. To my left is Commissioner David Gilgun. To my right is Commissioner Bill McGrath. Our clerk is Gordon Vincent. Our liaison to the police department is Captain Murphy, who will be speaking. Also in attendance, we got a big crowd here tonight. We got Mayor Concanon, Chief of Staff Chris Kissel, Casey Haggerty, Chuck Viola, City Council President Jeff Dillon, and everybody else will be introduced. Just others are speakers. Lou DeMambro hiding over here. He's a tall guy. I didn't see him.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
So welcome to our mandatory meeting. Just to go over a couple things before the speakers go. In your packets, the ABC has included the word November. So last year, we had some people get their paperwork in early, but they crossed out November and put October. Can't do it, all right? It has to be dated November, or they won't accept it. That's not us, it's them. The other thing is, please, during this process of getting your renewal and everything, don't come to City Hall with your renewal business on Election Day. It's going to be crazy. Gordon's going to probably not be here. So if you can kind of work around that day, it would be greatly appreciated. The other thing is, on my end of things, is just a couple things when it comes to some of the social clubs. And so just so everyone knows, if you're going to serve food, it has to be to members and it has to be consumed on site. All right? We're not going out and looking, all right? But when we get a call, which we do, we have to act on it. Usually we go to Captain Murphy and he'll come up and talk to you, but you just can't do it. It's in the rules and regulations. If we follow them, there's never any problems. The other thing is on hall rentals, the club itself, needs to be a member that rents the hall or whatever to have an event. So the club can't be just holding events, general admission events. It's not allowed. It's in the rules and regulations. Again, this is stuff that's been brought up to us, brought to our attention. That's why we're addressing it with you. And the other thing is you can't have an open bar without invited guests. So you have to have an invited guest list, all right? Those are the rules. So if, we get another call on it, then this year, Captain Murphy will come up and pay you a visit and talk it over. Any change of managers, any special one-day license, any event licenses like that, your paperwork has to be submitted to Gordon 10 days prior to our next meeting. We're no longer going to be accepting things after the 10 days because our agenda just keeps getting, it's too much work for him. He's one man, all right? So just if you please, and that's all for advertising purposes, and there's a protocol we have to follow, so we ask just to please cooperate. We did just got an email from the ABCC in regards to recent news about non-consensual drugging occurring in bars, clubs, and other licensed premises. Gordon will post that in our meeting if you want to read it, but basically it's just saying that it's the duty of the licensee to make sure that doesn't happen, and it's kind of long to read tonight, but Gordon will make it available in our minutes. So first I'd like to introduce Mayor Concanon to say a few words, and I know he's got an event he's got to get to, so Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here. This is great attendance. This is one of the best meetings we have in terms of getting everybody on the same page in terms of expectations and process. We're very pleased to see such a full crowd. My message to you is pretty simple. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're here tonight to understand the rules and to understand the process and to make sure everything goes smoothly. More importantly, we're glad you're here in Woburn. We're glad your business is here supporting our community. We appreciate everything that you do, not only the services you provide, but also all the other things you do and supporting so much that happens here in Woburn. From Little League sponsorships to all the different charitable events that happen, we know that this is a group that steps up and is always there, available to support Woburn and Woburneites when in need. So we appreciate that. We appreciate that you're here. We also appreciate that the business and the residential, balance in terms of taxes helps a lot. Woburneites have historically benefited from a robust business community. So we thrive when you thrive. So we want you to succeed. We want to do everything we can to make sure that your businesses are successful and continue to grow. And tonight is an opportunity for us to be in the same room, get on the same page, hear the same message, and to make sure that the process goes smoothly. We don't want obstacles to your success. We want city government to be here to support you and to facilitate what you're trying to do. So we try to lay out a simple process. We try to guide you through it so that you can actually succeed. And I'm speaking for the mayor's office, the city council, the planning department, everybody in city government is here to serve you so that you can run a successful operation. And the license commission is here to make sure that you're provided the guidance and the direction that you need so that there's no glitches, there's no problems, there's no issues, and everybody does well. So again, we're very glad that you're here in the room, and we're very glad that you're here in Woburn. Thank you for what you do, and we look forward to another successful year with zero issues. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Captain Murphy?
Good evening. Deck of the Mayor, we're here to make sure that you guys understand the process. Okay, so it goes smoothly. So you're not, we're trying to get it done for you guys so you guys control your own fates. We're gonna be out the first week of November, because according to state law, we have to do it in November. We can do something before then, but the police department, we're gonna be out the first week of November. November 1st is on a Friday, so we're gonna try and get out that next week to get to everybody. Okay? There's a lot of you. So what we wanna do is to facilitate this, in your packet, there's a yellow piece of paper. Okay? Leave that at your establishment, whether it's a liquor store or a licensed premises that's serving it, that has to be on the premise. Myself, the fire department, and the building department come out to you. Okay? So we can do that the whole week. You guys are done the first week, and then you control your own destiny. You can go up to City Hall, get your stuff, and do all that stuff. But if that piece of paper is not there, that throws a monkey wrench into the whole process. Okay? Because we have to physically go to your establishment and sign it. Okay? So in the past, it's gone to corporate. You take the whole package and they ship it up to corporate, or it's in your manager's car, or it's, believe me, I've heard everything possible. Okay? It's home, I moved, I left it, I don't know where it is. Just when you go back there tomorrow, or Saturday, whatever, take it out. If you're gonna put it on the register, put it next to the bartender, put it or the hostess. So you go in there and they go, like I said, do you get that yellow piece of paper I can sign off on? And they're like, they know what I'm talking about, or they know who to call. Okay? Because if we have to delay, the next person I go to is gonna be backed up too. So not only will it affect you, it affects the other people who are supposed to go to that day. Okay? Because when we first started doing this a long time ago, there was like 32 licenses in the city. Now we're in the 70s. Okay? That requires, and the quicker I can get it in the fire department and the building department, when we get to you and get your stuff done, the more time you're gonna have to get done to trace your stuff down, which is the treasurer certificate, all the stuff you're gonna come to City Hall for. So if we can get, we're gonna commit and try and get you done the first week. Okay? So you guys have plenty of time to get your stuff done. Wasn't done like that years ago. Okay? It was kind of a mishmash of things. So we're trying to make sure that everybody has their ducks in a row so we can go out there, get our stuff done for you guys, so you guys can get your stuff done for yourself. Okay? So the yellow piece of paper stays on the premises. Okay? Now, I say that, and it seems pretty simple, okay? But, every year, we have one kind of them that don't stay on the premises. So it's to benefit you guys, okay? It's to benefit you guys. We're gonna come in and look for certain things, okay? If you have any questions, I'll spend time with you when I'm there. I'm gonna come and see all of you. You say, okay, when Captain Murphy comes, I got some questions to ask, write them down. I'll answer, okay? I'm gonna come up to all of the fire department, we're gonna come up to all you guys, not just to sign on, but to be there to answer any questions, to help you guys out if you're having a problem. That's part of the process too, to see who's who. Okay, so you know who my face is, I know your face is. A lot of you guys have been around a long time, but some of the other things, it's been changing a lot lately. So it establishes relationship. You know who I am and I know who you are. Okay, and again, the website, Gordon has put a ton of stuff on the website now. Okay, a lot of resources are there in the ABCC. What to accept for liquor licenses. Okay, remember, you gotta accept mass license, mass ID card, passport ID card. Nobody's seen them, they're getting more popular now. It looks like a license, but it's a passport. Okay? It's only for travel between Mexico and the US, whatever. But the State Department is issuing a passport card now, along with the passport. You can have both, or you can have one of the, one, okay? That's in a military ID, okay? Those are the only sanctioned forms of ID. You have some defense if somebody gives you a valid mass ID and they're underage. You have some defense, okay? But if they give you a Hawaii state ID, a Hawaiian line driver's license, that's totally on you, okay, if you accept that, okay? At least you can say in the mass ID, show me a regulation mass ID that look good and all that stuff. And these fakes are getting very, 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 very good, okay? They're having holograms on them now. So now there's some scanners out there that are doing a great job hooked to the internet. Okay? Pop it in there, it tells you whether it's not. Because I'm gonna tell you, by looking at an ID nowadays, it's almost impossible to tell the difference between a real good fake and a mass license. Okay? Well, with these things go in, they infrared them, they do all kind of ultraviolet light them, they check out against the internet, and they make sure that they're up to code. And some of them are still having trouble reading them. Okay? These kids are getting great licenses. Okay? So my advice is invest one of those scanners. They're not a lot of money, so you don't get hurt yourself. It's a very cheap insurance policy. Okay? And there's a whole bunch of companies that do it now. It looks like a toaster. Take that ID, put it in there, does a little zip, and says, okay, green lights it. Okay? And if people are coming in and see that, they're not gonna come in your store. They're gonna say, oh, I know XYZ store, or XYZ has that scanner thing. I'm not going to there. Okay, so you prevent a lot of stuff. Speaking of that, we have contacted the ABCC and we're gonna do more license checks again this year. Last year we caught a few people. Okay? This year, we're gonna go out again. Okay? It's on the website, we are doing compliance checks during the holiday season coming up. Okay, we are. Okay? So understand that if you get caught again, okay, that's gonna be worse than if you get caught the first time. Okay? You have to check IDs. Okay? You don't wanna be in the internet saying, because if you let one kid by, he goes home and types away on Instagram and all that stuff, and you're gonna have 15 kids here in an hour. Okay? That's how it's happening. That's why when we caught somebody last year, there was a whole bunch of other kids coming along. Where'd you find out about it? TikTok, Instagram, whatever you wanna call it. It's in there in minutes. Okay? So if you set a good standard, you're not gonna get that internet rush. Okay? Now, please, have that piece of paper. Yeah, and I'll talk about some of the requirements when I get there. Everybody's pretty good, we're doing this a long time now. The main thing is, we wanna get your stuff done. We've made agreements with all the departments that come out there. Okay? So just remember, IDs. And we keep trying to invest in the scanner if you can, to make your lives easier. I don't even know who's selling it. But I've seen the demonstration on a bunch of them. ABCC had it when we were out that night. Okay, they're going zip, zip, zip. It takes, literally takes 5 seconds. Okay, so it's not tying anybody up. It's not doing anything to anybody. It takes literally 5 seconds for that thing to beep, pop, and it's done. Okay? For your sake, your liquor license is worth a lot to you. okay? So let's keep it compliant. I wanna help you comply with the law. Okay, that's my job, to help you comply with the law. And if you don't comply, my job is to report you and bring you here to see what punishment's gonna happen. I'd much rather be helping compliance than enforcement. But I can do either. Okay? So, I thank you for your time. I will be out to see everybody. If you got a whole bunch of questions, I'll stay there for an hour and answer questions if I can for you. All right? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Captain. Building Commissioner Quinn?
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening, I'm Tom Quinn, Building Commissioner, City of Woburn. I just want to echo what Captain Murphy said. My office will be out starting November 4th, which is Monday. Look forward to seeing all of the restaurant people that we've dealt with for many years here. There are a few newcomers, so if you do have any questions, grab me while I'm there on code issues. Most of us are all familiar with the 110 annual inspections, which is a requirement for all establishments that have liquor licenses that are signed off by myself and fire. Looking through our lists in years past due to the pandemic, we're all backed up, but right now, pretty much everybody is in great shape. There's a few for November, December that, you're fine, we'll be out there doing the inspections during this time, provided the fees are paid. But when we're out on site, I would ask just to make sure that, your exit signs are working, your doors are in good shape, the place is fairly clean and presentable. And more importantly, we gotta get back on signage. There's been a lot of signage over the last few years that has been unpermitted, such as the high noon, teardrop flags at various establishments. Those there in themselves are a hazard because of the wind event, they can be a projectile. So I would ask anybody that sees them, I'm coming November 4th, you have to that date to get in compliance, or unfortunately, it is a violation, you will not be receiving my signature. I think that's enough notice, we're asking for some cooperation in that. We're back to normal business, so moving forward, you have to be back in compliance with the signs that you were legally permitted for the last, 10, 15, 20 years. For the social clubs, the last couple of years, we have had a problem trying to get in at different times. So what I would ask the managers of the social clubs, maybe reach out to me, my office, you all have my contact information, and we can get a set time that we can get in and out. That way I'm not chasing you, and you're not chasing me for a signature. With the social clubs, I will say, the exterior parking lots is not a storage yard for members' vehicles, unregistered vehicles, trash, trailers, or other debris. So if we see that in those parking lots, you have to address it. I've had complaints over the last few years on a few different clubs. We've worked through it, we've gotten it addressed, so I would ask you just to make sure you're in compliance, because those parking spaces that those abandoned vehicles take up are required for the people that are gonna go to your establishments. Other than that, I'll be out November 4th, November 5th, I'm gonna try to get everything done that first week of November. There may be some stragglers, or you might be closed for a day or two. All I would ask is, if you delay, communicate with my office so we can assist you, and as Captain Murphy said, get the paperwork in as quickly as possible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lieutenant Mark Smith from the Fire Department.
Hey everybody. So doing this again, same as last year, the year before that, the year before that. Like they said, it's gonna be kind of fast paced. As far as the fire department goes, it's myself and one other inspector that come out there, so we're kind of hustling. So like Captain Murphy said, those yellow sheets, it's important. If you have someone else working, whoever's out there, just make sure all your employees know where they are. For the liquor stores, it's kind of cut and dry. You don't have much going on as far as fire protection. Extinguishers are tagged by an appropriate fire protection company within the last year. So 1 year, every day can be inspected every year, and then replaced every 5. So we just come in and check the tags, has to be from a reputable company. Can't be written on there, I did this much, it's not a company. The bigger issues with the restaurants and the hoods, hood cleaning's big. Go back today, check your hoods, make sure they're in date. Most of you are 90 days. Social clubs can be less, sometimes semi-annually, annually, depending on frequency of use. most part, the restaurants are typically 90 days. And the thing with the hoods too is if someone comes to you and says, I can do this for half the price, they probably lost their license from the state. We have this list from the state fire marshal's office, people are doing a poor job or not doing a job at all, cleaning hoods, it's a major fire hazard. You got a guy from Rhode Island coming up to Woburn to clean your hoods, there's a reason he's up here, he's been kicked out of Rhode Island, he's been kicked out of the South Shore, and now they're trying to make money here. So, for the most part, you have reputable fire protection companies that come and clean this stuff, they have you on a schedule, they should be showing up regularly, they know what you do. However, it does happen, places change ownership, some fire protection companies, I've seen them go out of business, no one shows up after a couple restaurants right here in the center, all three of the same company, all three of the same problem. They never came back to clean my hoods. Most of them are very good, they can be out there, especially the extinguisher guys, same day. If you do for your extinguishers, a lot of people around here, they can come out the same day. I can't recommend specific companies, but there's plenty of them that'll do it. Myself, the inspector will come out there, a little bit overlaps in the building department, for emergency exits, proper storage, no blocked emergency exits, no padlocked emergency exit doors, storage, I know nobody has a place to put stuff. My house looks the same, you can't stack anything 18 inches from the ceiling, because then your sprinklers don't work, it's a fire hazard. So those are the things we're looking for. The big things with the date, the expiration dates are gonna be the extinguishers, the hoods. With the extinguishers, the restaurants, you have the big silver extinguisher, it's called a K extinguisher, it puts out kitchen fires. Make sure that is properly located, not piled up behind the mops in the closet, and is in service for the last year. That and the Ansel extinguishing system. Ping pole on the wall, same company that does your extinguishers and your hoods should do that, but those are basically the main things we look for, and then general cleanliness. I'll see you all beginning of November, either myself or Larry, we're gonna be in and out, if you have any questions, you can reach out to our office, we'll try to get back to you, and, good luck, see you soon.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Jen McKittrick from the Treasurer's Department.
Hi, I'm Jen, I'm the Deputy Treasurer Collector. What you're gonna be passing into me is the certification of Treasurer Collector. You need to make sure this is filled out completely or I won't be able to review it. You're gonna need your parcel ID. If you don't know it, it's on a tax bill or we have a book in our office. We also need to know the parcel ID of any other properties owned in Woburn. Address, real estate owner name, and their contact information, and just make sure there's a signature. If you have any questions or need help filling it out, anyone in my office can help you with this. Thank you. Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Jen. Next is Casey Haggerty from the city's Economic Development Coordinator.
Hello, everyone. Unlike all of these people, I don't need anything from you. My job is to be a resource, to the business community. So if you guys have any problems, if you have any crazy ideas that you need help walking through, I'm the person to go to. Let's think big. Let's make Woburn, the next greatest idea I'm sure is in this room. So I'm happy to be a resource for you to walk through those steps. For center businesses specifically, we do have a grant program for signs and a loan program for facades. So if you're looking to do improvements like that, please connect with me as well. We're open to exploring, other areas of the city too. So if you have a need for a new sign or facade improvements, reach out to me as well. And, I want to echo what the mayor said. I know these times aren't easy, so thank you, for setting up in Woburn. You do so much more for the community than just serve, food and drinks and lodging and whatnot. So you really are a valuable resource, and, we're lucky to have this many establishments in Woburn, and I think the residents and the employees all feel grateful to have you in town. So thank you.
Thank you, Casey.
Oh, and I have business cards in the front if anyone doesn't.
Good City Council President Jeff Dillon, say a couple words.
Just echo what Mayor Concanon said. I often speak, when I speak of Woburn, I don't say the city of Woburn, I say the community of Woburn. And all you folks, you're a big part of that. For what you do to the community, what you add to the community, you're a real important part of it. Thank you. And thanks to the Licensing Commission. I get to sit in most of the meetings. They do a great job, and they're always very fair, and it's good to have them on the team. Thank you. Good luck, everyone.
Bill? No, David? Just a couple more things from my end. I kind of glossed over them. Well, I didn't even touch on them. I wanted to get the mayor had an engagement he had to get to. So going back to the clubs, the ABCC has asked us for the last 2 years, and we have asked you, but sometimes it has happened, sometimes it hasn't. We need a list of your offices so Gordon can have it on file. The state's requiring it, and they want it this year. I mean, we've been kind of a little lenient on it the last couple of years. With your list of offices, we also need your manager of record. So if you're operating without a manager of record, we're gonna have to stop you until we get that manager of record. Per the ABCC, we need the manager of record. We need to know who that is. The other thing, the new administration at the state level have sent down some things to us that I'm just relaying to you. The tip certified and the alcohol certified, make sure you have that. Anyone have that certification in your establishment. Anyone for a one-day license, your bartenders have to be tip and alcohol certified. This Sunday, Thanksgiving morning, Christmas Eve, and New Year's Eve. If you're looking for extended hours, okay, you don't need to, what we need you to do is we need you to send Gordon an email requesting or stating you're going to be opening early. We're not going to have you come in. So anyone that's on the agenda after this meeting, you're covered. You don't have to stay for that. Anybody else has to stay. So just make sure Gordon has an email saying you plan on opening extended hours. You don't, just because you send the email doesn't mean you have to, but we need it so Gordon sends it to Captain Murphy so the police know, and we need to know. That way, we're just trying to make it easy for everybody, you know, not come into a meeting and this and that. So we'll do it like we've always had with an email. But, you know, Patriots game's Sunday, right? So, gotta have the email in tomorrow. There's just a lot going on. There's a lot new stuff going on at the state level coming down to us. And, you know, we're kind of getting a little inundated, so, but it's new, we'll work through it. So the ABC is basically all new. So when you apply for a change of manager per se, it's taken forever, all right? It's not us, all right? It's at their level. You know, we've had changes of managers that have taken 3 or 4 months this year to get approved at their level. We approve it, goes to them. It's just taken forever. Nothing we can do about it. And lastly is the compliance checks. You should all be proud of yourselves. Captain Murphy does compliance checks, advertise them, and for the most part, we have had no issues. But just keep in mind that the ABCC has upped their compliance checks. So we have no idea when they don't call us and tell us, they don't tell Captain Murphy, we only hear it at the end. And we've been pretty good, Captain, right? We just had one issue last year.
Yeah, and that was a cooperative effort between the ABC and the Woburn PD.
At their level. So we don't know when they're coming, we don't know anything. We just hear after the fact.
Only for bad ones.
Yes, and we only hear the bad. So just to keep your heads up, we will be doing compliance checks as we always do around Thanksgiving. Again, like I say every year, and Captain Murphy hit on it too, is the fake IDs are crazy. They're so real now. You know, you get all those freshman kids coming back from college that have been in Dudley, Mass, or somewhere UMass using it, and they come here, and so we got to stay on it. Captain Murphy will handle that. Other than that, we do this for you guys. I don't believe any other city or town has a meeting like this and tries to simplify it. So thank you all for coming. If you weren't here by 5:30 and you come in late, you do the long straw, so you're not gonna get your package till after our regular meeting. Because we're gonna take a 3-minute break, let everyone who doesn't have to be here for the regular meeting exit, and then we're gonna get right into our meeting. Does anybody have any questions for us?
The sheet for Jen, do you need that today?
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
Can't hear her.
Who's speaking? Please stand up. Come forward.
Can you come forward to the microphone? Who is speaking? Was someone ask a question? Okay. I thought I heard somebody. That's not the first time I've heard things. No questions. Again, thank you, everybody. We're here to help, not here to hurt. Thank you. I'll take a motion for a 5-minute recess.
So moved.
Motion made. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it 3-0.
15 seconds.
Wow. 7. Motion to return to regular order of business.
Motion's made to return to regular hours. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it 3-0. I take a motion to take the one-day licenses from the Greek church, which we tabled at our last meeting, to take it off the table.
So moved. Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So next on the agenda is the Greek Orthodox Community of Woburn Church, 70 Montville Ave, application for a one-day liquor license for the following trivia night from 5 to 11 p.m. on Saturday, October 19th, a wedding rehearsal dinner from 5 to 10 on Friday, October 25th, and Gyro Fest from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturday, November 2nd. Would you
I'm sorry.
you forget about us
week,
last meeting?
Last time I had the wrong time. I thought it was 6:30, but it was 5:30. So I apologize for not showing up.
That's okay.
And so,
We would have accommodated you anyway. You want to talk about your events, or do you want
pardon me?
to promote your events, or you just?
Yes. Something I have to mention is that the Saturday fundraiser is for the social concern, so I'm very happy for that.
Not a problem, right, Gordon? All right, this is a public hearing. Would anyone want to speak on the Greek church's events as stated?
For the record, Charles Viola, Ward 7 City Councilor. The Greek Church does a lot for our community in Woburn. They give back. As far as I know, they've never had any issues, and I appreciate this committee if they go forward and give them their one-day liquor licenses. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak? I close the public hearing and take a motion.
Motion to go forward and accept. Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the events as depicted on the agenda for the Greek church. All those in
Very
favor?
much.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes
Thank
have it
you very
3-0.
much.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is Lord Hobo Brewing Company, 5 Draper Street. Application for a special one-day liquor license for a fundraising event for the professional firefighters of Massachusetts and a beer release celebration at 5 Draper Street from 12 to 10 on Friday, November 8th, 2024. Can we get you guys' name and address, please?
My name is Chris Welch, and I'm located at the tap room at 5 Draper Street.
Jonathan Monnier, the Director of Finance, also at 5 Draper Street.
So tell us about what's going on.
Yeah, so we're doing a collaboration beer release with the professional firefighters. It's called Good Jake. And so we're going to be donating 5% of the proceeds for all the beer sales to the Professional Firefighters Association. So that day is going to be the beer release party that we're throwing with them. They're going to have a few hundred members joining us at the brewery, which we're very excited about. We're going to have a couple of activities in the parking lot, hopefully like a fire truck photo op event. We're going to be having some other things for kids, but we're basically just throwing a big release party, having a lot of merch sales, and we were really excited that we did a pre-sale of all the merch and beer, and we already had a couple of $1,000s worth of sales for that, so we're really excited for that event.
We've also emailed, I think it's 12,000 firemen in the state of Massachusetts regarding the event. And we had a pre-launch, I think, in the Seaport about a month ago, and did really well there.
So is this in conjunction with the Woburn Fire Department?
They're a part of the Professional Firefighters Association.
It's the State of Massachusetts Professional Firefighters Association, so it's a statewide organization.
So what part of it is the Woburn Fire Department?
They're like they'd be like an affiliate, right? So you'd have the
What's that?
They'd be an affiliate.
I believe they're members of
Members of it.
So they're just bringing a truck down?
I don't know if they're bringing a truck
We're
down.
hoping to. They said they might bring one
Yeah.
down for a photo
Yeah.
op with kids, but.
All right. Well, I was told differently, but, okay. I was told they were asked just to bring a truck down. Okay, so let's address the elephant in the room, guys. All right? We have been going back and forth. I have been for 2 weeks. All right? On your delinquency on your taxes and your water and sewer bill. Okay? And just for the record, John, I address all situations here, in this room, in front of Commissioner McGrath and Commissioner Gilgun, all right? I don't take telephone calls, okay? Because as in your case, the reason I don't take telephone calls, all right, in regards to issues here, is because, I mean, if someone has a problem, they want to talk about something, that's one thing. But when someone's scrambling, because at the time, they were $271,000 in the arrears to the city of Woburn, and they're looking for I don't know, help, I'm not sure what you're looking for, but at the end of the day, okay, this won't happen again, okay? I'm not done, all right? No need of it. You sat here in this room when it was filled with restaurant owners, managers, okay? Guess what? Not a one of them owes the city of Woburn. Okay? They pay their water and sewer, pay their tax, they're up to date. All right? Or they're not going to get their license renewed. Okay? It's not right. I mean, you guys are selling your beer all over the place, all right? All over the world. All right? Should never get to that. I'm sorry. I mean, and I don't want to hear excuses, but I have something in front of me right now, okay? And I know, I know the city rules and whatnot, and, the 1 year leniency, which is going to change, I believe, all right? But you still have an exorbitant past due balance here, all right? Of, over $13,000. All right? So, again, this won't happen again because unless you are up to date, all right, starting November 1st, okay, there will not be any one day, we won't even entertain it. Don't even bother sending your paperwork in because I'm telling you what the answer is going to be from me beforehand. We've been nothing but good to Lord Hobo. Lord Hobo's done a lot for the city too, but you know what? Everyone has to play in the sandbox. Everyone has to follow the same rules, the same regulations, all right? The kicker is, every resident in the city of Woburn can't even get a building permit if they're $1 behind. You don't get a building permit. But here we are, and look, you've, when word came down that you weren't gonna get your license, you all of a sudden, payments start coming in left and right. Get it together.
May I respond? May I respond, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, we would never, I would never characterize my calls in the last week as seeking some form of leniency from the city. Secondly, we owe the city of Woburn, and I've been quite clear that I'm aware of the amounts that we owe. Thirdly, we do plan for cash flow movements, and we have been talking about the obligation to the city of Woburn with my shareholders pretty much weekly for the better part of the last 6 months. None of this is forgivable, but it is an open matter and an open conversation internally. I'm just trying to be transparent as you are with me about how we got to this point, and I'm not trying to make any form of I'm not looking for forgiveness. I'm not trying to do that at all, sir. I'm just trying to explain. We have been trying to merge with another entity, which explains what happened operationally to our cash flows. And that operation, if it is merged with us, would happen within the next few months. So we would have to come back before the Liquor Commission and the City Council to announce what we're trying to do. We're trying to actually grow the business in Woburn, sir, by maybe doubling the revenue that's recognized from the brewery in Woburn in the next 6 months. And so that's what we've been up to. We, at the direction of shareholders, repurposed operating cash flow to pay transaction fees to move the transaction along. It's not an enviable situation, and I've been dealing with this for a few months. We're hoping to close and announce the merger in the coming days. If we do that, that means that the shareholders have, kept their word with me about where we are with our obligations. I don't do anything without disclosing where we are with our obligations, whether it's payroll, rent, taxes, everything's disclosed. So I totally appreciate where you're coming from. We're not trying to screw around. We're actually trying to build something that's bigger and better for the city of Woburn. It's been a process of 2 years of transaction work, to be transparent, sir.
I'll say this, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, all right? Should have never got there. And then, these guys here, these guys sitting on either side of me, we're appointed officials, all right?
Yeah.
We're not elected officials, all right? And not that, there's anything wrong with being an elected official. I mean, it's fine. But, we answer to the mayor, and when probably one of the most lenient departments in the city, all right, stern but lenient, the Treasurer's Department, when they send us down or send to Gordon to forward to us what's been going on, it's just, it's just not right. We dealt with a gentleman years ago who played the same game, right? And I call it a game. You may disagree, but, I call it a game. Wait till the end and pay up, or pay up when you need something. And we put a stop to that, all right? And guess what? We're gonna put a stop to this, because this isn't going on much further than November 1st. We're gonna get an update on November 1st on where you are with this update that we got tonight. We all got it, all right? And we're gonna continue to get an update every month. And if things aren't going the way they should be going, we're gonna bring you in for a hearing, and I'm gonna recommend that we either suspend your license or until things get taken care of. Bill?
No, you said it all. I'm 100% with you.
David?
I don't know how this ever got to this stage.
Well, it's.
Part of it is our fault for
Yes.
letting this go on. This is ridiculous.
Yes.
You're a small business owner, I'm a small business owner. Do you pay your taxes?
If I don't, I don't get anything.
That's your life, you don't. But we've had a problem with your founder from day one. Now, is this back dues here related to the Cambridge situation?
Oh, sir, let me be
I can't hear you.
Let me be clear. The founder is no longer involved operationally with Lord Hello Brewing Company.
Do you understand them?
I'm not, I don't know.
He said the founder is no longer involved with the operation.
Yes.
Correct, we know that. But did you have to give him money to pay him off to get him out of the corporation?
We have not paid him a cent.
Okay, so that's not why you backed up in taxes?
No, like I said, we're trying to merge with another business, another brewery that is out of state. To do that, we raised some capital from our shareholders to finance that. That transaction's taken 2 years. We had hoped to close or announce that transaction in March. There's been a drag in terms of that transaction timeline. It dragged from March till June. We had thought we were going to announce and close in June. We didn't. So there's been a delay in terms of when the capital call that we were hoping to make was made, which explains where we are at this moment. And we
You
had hoped.
mentioned the word corporate office.
Sorry?
Right. Where is your corporate office?
At the brewery, sir.
Peter?
At the brewery.
So it's Draper Street.
Yes, sir. Gentlemen,
Were they aware, was the corporate office aware that this was going on?
gentlemen, let me be crystal clear.
Please.
I do not want to be standing up in front of you, gentlemen, explaining the situation, okay? I am flagging it to my shareholders every week. I am trying to get us trued up as quickly as possible. I am a father. I have 3 kids. I pay my taxes. I have loans of my own, personal, that I pay. I don't do this, right? So the fact that we have been delayed in terms of raising money from our investors to finance the merger, to put cash to our balance sheet, is not a position I want to be in any more than I want to be up here talking about it publicly in a forum like this. Mr. Skeffington, I do not want to ever be in this room again. This is not the position that a director of finance should be in for an operation our size. Chris should be able to come in here and get a 1-day license and move on. These interactions that you have with our business are not makings of how we're running the business. It's a making of us trying to build something better, but in the process we got stuck. We are still going to make it a better business for the company, for the community. We're trying to double the tax revenue technically that you would see from us in the next few months.
I have never been into your establishment, but the chairman has, and other members of this room have, and they say that you're always crowded, that you're doing a great business.
Like I said, we ran into trouble operationally with cash because, how to explain this? We have legal fees with lawyers, administrators, on the CPAs to analyze a third-party business that we don't own, right? We're trying to merge with it. So we paid some of those fees before the transaction closed to continue the process. That transaction timeline started in March of 22. So we've had a lot of transaction costs between now and closing that we've incurred to keep the transaction moving, to bring this business into Woburn. We've had to incur some cost. We've made a capital call from our investors to shore up our balance sheet. But that's taking a little bit longer than we had hoped. But we're hoping to announce this merger within the coming days. We're also hoping to be a good standing member of the community going forward. None of us, not us as individuals, us as employees, us as a corporation, us as shareholders. I'm not a shareholder. Nobody wants to be before the city of Woburn like this. not one party.
Well, you got a tough road ahead of you, because out of the top 100 failures in Massachusetts right now, 22 is private breweries.
Yeah, that is well noted. The whole purpose of the merger is to basically consolidate some elements of cost. In our case, with this merger, we don't distribute very well in the state that we would be merging that operation into. So we would actually grow our distribution and our sales footprint. Likewise, they would grow their sales footprint in Massachusetts. They don't really sell their beer in Massachusetts. So this is a win-win. This is not a, catch a falling knife type of event between two operations that already compete head-on. We're not trying to do that.
Yeah, it can't be. We got to square this away. I would definitely be against renewing the license. I mean that sincerely.
Anybody else? This is a public hearing. Would anyone want to speak on the matter of the application for a one-day license for Lord Hobo? To close the public hearing, and just say from my standpoint again, this will be monitored on a monthly basis. I'm hoping that before, 10 days before our next meeting, that overdue balance is taken care of.
Sorry, sir. When you say 10 days before our next meeting, what is that date, sir?
November 21st is the next meeting.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Understood.
14th.
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 Oh, 14th.
The 14th is the meeting, sir.
November 14th is the next meeting, yes.
Got it. Thank you.
We are, with the rules and regulations in place for the city, I would say we're the leverage people here. All right? Because there are some things in place, but it's gotta, we gotta level the playing field for everybody. So I'll close the public hearing and take a motion.
Motion to go forward and accept the application for a one-day liquor license.
Motion's made to approve the one-day license for Lord Hobo.
Present.
What's that?
Present.
And second, motion been made and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. David, do you? No.
Present.
Ayes have it 2-0. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
So item 4, 5, 8, no, 4, 5, 6, 7 were addressed at the first half of the meeting with the email, so we can move on to,
Just for the record, the Irish American is,
what's that?
the Irish American Club has withdrawn its request. They're not gonna, they didn't have enough interest in,
Okay.
so they're not gonna be open Sunday.
So next on the agenda is the Saigon Eatery, 200 Mishawam Road, application for a new common victuals license. Hi, can we have your name and address, please?
Hi, my name is Christy Lee, 299 Mishawam Road.
Tell us a little bit about your establishment.
So we're trying to open like a fast casual Vietnamese restaurant. It's gonna be serving bánh mì, phở, and fried rice, like a little bit of, trying to bring a little bit of Vietnam culture to the city, and no alcohol.
Bill, anything?
Yeah, what are gonna be your hours of operation?
So we're looking to open maybe the end of next week. We're getting
10 to 10.
What was that?
You have on your application 10 to 10.
Oh yeah, the hours is 10 to 10,
Okay.
10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Anything else?
Is that Monday, 7 days a week?
Yep, it is 7 days a week.
Anything else?
Nope.
David? This is a public hearing. Would anyone want to speak in favor or against the application for common vic license for the Saigon Eatery? To close the public hearing and take a motion.
I recommend go forward, motion go forward, accept.
Motion made to approve and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 0. Ayes have it, 3-0. Thank you very much. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, everyone.
Display this in the restaurant.
All right, thank you.
Next on the agenda is the Woburn Bolodrome Entertainment LLC, 32 Montville Ave, for a status update.
Good evening, members of the board. Michael Vigorito on behalf of the LLC and Celio D'Souza. And so as I understand it, the board's looking for a status update. The LLC, after the dust settled December of last year, the LLC went straight into hiring an architect who's preparing the plans. There's been a bit of a delay occasioned by the architect. It's been about 5 months, 5 to 6 months. The business is waiting for the architect's plans to come in. As soon as those plans come in, which are expected within the next month or two, right, at the most. I hope so. The building, it's the actual physical building itself and renovating the premises should be pretty streamlined, but it's the architect's plans that are holding up the process. The Celio and the LLC have plans to renovate the bowling lanes as well, bring in a company to put in new lanes, renovate the kitchen, bathroom.
Bar.
Yep, but it's the architect's plans that it's just holding up the process.
So, same owners as the function hall, correct?
No,
No.
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 Okay. Mr. Souza, yeah?
Yeah,
You're Mr. Souza.
that's me.
You have a pocket license, you know that, right?
I'm sorry?
You have a pocket license right now, which is not allowed in the city of Woburn.
A parking license?
Yes.
Pocket license.
Pocket.
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 Using it.
All right, you
Oh,
have a
okay,
you have a
so
liquor
sorry.
license, but you haven't been open.
The acoustics in this room are
Right,
awful.
yep. No, it's okay.
You haven't,
Yeah.
you have a liquor license, but you haven't been open in what? We're going on 2 years, right?
No, it's.
Year.
Almost a year.
Oh, a
Yeah,
year in
almost a
November.
year. Yep. December, I think.
And I believe we asked Mr. Souza the last time I was here to keep us informed. And we haven't heard anything. So you plan on opening in late 2025?
Not late 2025, but about eight months following the architect's plans, I think is a realistic timeline. If the architect's plans come in, mid 2025, I think is a realistic. There's gonna be over $1 million of additional funding that's gonna go into renovating the space. I think part of the issue is the owners don't wanna just open up the space, just for the sake of being open. They really wanna do it right, get the architect's plans in, make the place look really great for the community, and then open up. As opposed to just kind of shotgunning and opening, just for the sake of opening.
So is, and excuse me if I pronounce the name right, but is Roney involved in this too?
Ronnie D'Souza.
Not at all.
No, he's just a minority. He has a minority ownership interest in the LLC, but Mr. D'Souza is the controlling member, managing member, and overseeing the operations of everything.
But Mr. Souza is involved in the function hall too, right? No, you're not involved in the function hall at all?
No, he's not involved in the function hall.
Okay.
No, he's,
The other two kids that were in here,
What's that?
was the other two guys that were in here.
Yeah. Okay. Bill, anything?
I'm just confused, not confused, but concerned that there's no hard date for answers for us. You seem to delay. can you help us, can you keep us more informed about, what your expectations are? Get more specifically dates and things like that.
Sure. No, that's completely understandable. Part of the reason I don't want to give a hard date for opening, and I'm not even able to give a hard date for opening, is because there's a few variables that I just don't have the answer for, like the architect providing the plans. If something goes wrong with the architect, which I doubt will happen, but theoretically speaking, if that did happen and a delay occurred, I don't want to give a date to you and come back and say, I can't hold up the promise for the date that we said we were going to be open because this happened. But I think that the line of communication is a good point, and I wasn't aware that, that the board was looking for more frequent updates. I'm more than happy to meet with Celio more often, get updates over to you more regularly about exactly where the project is, what's advancing, if there's any delays, and what the reasons are. I'm more than happy to facilitate that.
Mr. Skeffington often says he gets calls and he gets concerned. I've never got a call about the Boldrum, but I've been asked questions about what's going on. Are you eliminating alleys? Are you reconfiguring the whole place, or?
Gonna eliminate some, and we're gonna eliminate some, yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's gonna be less than, because the whole building is just bowling alley, and we don't want everything.
You don't need
bowling
30
alley.
alleys?
No, we're gonna split with something different.
Okay.
We want to have more entertainment there.
Yeah, but you gotta keep us in the loop here. You gotta keep us informed.
Okay, sure.
David? So, just for clarification, was Mr. Souza, were you ever involved in the function hall?
No,
No,
Never.
never.
I'm the owner of the building.
You're the owner of the building?
I'm the owner of the building. And Ronnie when I bought this building, Ronnie with a function hall was up there. He's paying rent for the LLC. I'm not involved on a
So,
function.
yeah, there's an LLC that owns the building. Celio's the 100% owner of the LLC that owns the building.
Okay,
And,
I get it.
yeah, Ronnie and the Victoria Function Hall are a tenant of the LLC, which Celio owns.
So as the owner of the building, you must have some communication with the function hall too, correct? At times, yeah? The owners of the function
With
hall?
Ronnie, with Ronnie.
With Ron, yeah.
He was just here
No
earlier.
more parking out front. That's one.
The front of the main
In
lobby?
front of the door, blocking the sidewalk. We've asked them 5 times. And can you, matter of fact, no, we're not gonna mix the two up.
I never know
So-
it's a complaint about that.
So, yeah, I don't wanna confuse anyone.
Okay.
So, what I would suggest is, that maybe, Mr. Souza could come back in our February meeting. Maybe you and Mr. Souza could come back.
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
And hopefully in February, you have some hard dates for us on what's going on and the progress. Because, yeah, I receive a lot of calls, and, I know that, everyone's asking about leagues and this, what's going on, and,
I'm very excited. I want to open that as soon as possible,
All right.
Business closes.
I think by February, we should have a much more realistic opening date on the board.
Gordon, anything on your end?
They, have Celio submitted an application for bowling alley license that's going before the city council. And it's actually, they have a committee meeting Monday night that should get approved, the paperwork's complete, so they're good on that end.
Okay.
Their licensure with,
All right, so can we, how about we have Mr. Souza and his attorney come back in our February meeting?
Okay.
We'll put them on the agenda for another status update. Thank you,
All
gentlemen.
right, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Wish you well.
Next on the agenda is discussion of the License Commission rules and regulations regarding common vic licenses. We have in our rules and regulations that social clubs can't have common vics, which I addressed earlier tonight, so I think we can put that to rest. They have to, members can't serve outside the club, members only, eating on premises. That's what it says in our rules and regulations, and we'll just keep it as so. I'll take a motion to approve the minutes of our September 19th, 2024 and October 1st, 2024 meeting.
I move approval.
Second.
Motion made and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it 3-0. Is there any other matter that may be legally in front of the commission?
If you want to meet next month on the 21st, maybe we can do that.
I just thought that's what we had
I
decided.
was going to go on vacation that week, but I'm not going on vacation anymore.
So while we're here, Gordon, before we adjourn,
Yes.
how about giving us a little rundown of those packages behind you?
Well, no, Mr. Haggerty's actually been a help with that too. 99 Restaurant on Mishawum Road, Adega Restaurant, Colonial Package Store, Godavari, Tremonte, you're Godavari, right? Woburn City Club, and VFW.
And what was the last one?
VFW. This gentleman is from Godavari.
Sorry for the delay, Jen.
No worries.
Thank you.
5:30 is 5:30, okay?
They've never been late with their licenses in the past,
Okay,
so.
that's fine. No push-ups tonight.
Who was
Any-
that?
What?
Who was that?
That was Godavari.
So we had 2 clubs that didn't show. And we had Tremonti's, 99s.
VFW, City Club, Tremonte, Colonial Package Store on the west side, Adega, and 99 on Mishawum Road, in East Woburn.
So the Colonial Liquor Store on the west side, who we got the report from the ABCC on them, right?
I did, and I sent them a letter, I sent them a notice of the meeting like I do with everybody, and it bounced back to me, and that was kind of strange.
Well,
I mean,
when they come in, they come in. Don't call them, don't hunt them down,
okay,
all right?
all right.
It's their due diligence to come in and get their package.
Okay.
I don't want them notified, I don't want them called,
It's
you
good,
know,
I
right?
don't have time to hunt them down.
And if they have to, and you know what? We're not babysitting anymore. We do, I mean, you've been straight out on this whole thing, and with the help of your peers and your department, and you know, I know that Casey helped you a little tonight, and
Lindsay was helpful too.
you know what? Can't babysit them. Either they come in and get it, or guess what? They get suspended if they're not on time, and they have to go for renewal, just like the letter we get from the ABCC. We're not holding on. It's gotta be done in November. Now they go to the bottom of the list. Anything else, gentlemen?
So, the process is now, for these that didn't show up, you contact them?
So,
No, we're not contacting them.
but I do inform them that they're supposed to show up to the November meeting. Because that's been typically, if they don't show in October, they have to show up in November, and generally they get talked to.
Yeah.
It's a mandatory meeting. They've been contacted about the mandatory meeting.
I send-
Mandatory is mandatory.
I send them 2 notices, I send them a letter,
Right.
probably in late September, and then I send them a postcard, a reminder postcard. I sent
No.
that about 10 days ago.
We're not babysitting them anymore. They
No,
either-
but you do have to contact them, remind them to come in November.
For what?
They have to come now in November.
Well, yeah, well, you know what? We'll send them something 10 days before the meeting.
Well, that's what I
and
mean, you are gonna contact
Send
them,
them
that's
an
my
agenda,
question.
yes.
We're gonna
Yeah,
contact
of
them. We're not gonna contact them and say, hey, you forgot to come
No.
get your package.
No.
No.
No,
Although, we'll contact them if, you know,
Some of these, there are a couple that are surprising. There's a couple that have been represented in the past by an attorney who is no longer in private practice. There was an attorney that would come in, a local attorney would come in, and he would pick up several packages. But he is no longer doing that because he works for the city. So,
bring them in November, let them know when the November meeting is 10 days before.
and Mr. Haggerty will be
So
helpful
do you
too.
want it on the 14th or the 21st?
It's up to you. If you wanna have, if it's better for you on the 21st, I don't have any impediments to work
Oh,
until
I
the
don't mind the
21st.
14th, I just, I thought we had decided on the date.
No, I was going away that week, but I.
Yeah, that's fine, well, 14th is okay with me, it's a little further away from Thanksgiving.
Whatever's easier for you.
14th is fine with me. Good with you?
Fine.
All right. Take a motion to adjourn?
So move, motion to
So
adjourn.
that's 14 November?
14th
Yes,
November, yeah.
November.
Motion made to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made in second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, ayes have it, 3-0. Thank you, Gordon.
Thank you.